All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Orange Crush podcast presented by Newton Scott and Associates. We'll have more on them later, but right now we have a movie star on our podcast. This is kind of a new first for this little episode series, and we have Keith Adams Jr., for current Clemson running back, and he's here to tell us about the little experience that he's done this summer with one of his classes. But Keith, the leading man in a potential movie here, what has that experience been like? Welcome to the show, man.
Thank you. I appreciate that. My experience of acting has been really cool. Um, Background, I've always played football uh, since I was five. Obviously, my dad and my granddad both played in the league. And I think that, I've always had a passion for acting and want to be in movies and also making music. And I think it's important to always follow your passions and what you're talented at. Obviously, I'm talented at football, but I'm also talented and passionate about making music and acting. Making music and acting, and I don't want to just limit myself to just one talent that I have. I want to be able to showcase all my talents. So. That's my mission here is to inspire the youth, inspire just anybody really. Don't limit yourself to just one thing that you can do. Do everything, and I want to be that example that it is possible to do multiple things and have multiple career paths. Uh, it's not easy, but it's definitely a commitment, and but it's a lot of fun, and I wouldn't change it for the world. I'm really excited about it. Acting is really fun. It's my first movie, so I think it's going to be a great opportunity for me, especially in the long run. So
So when people look up Keith Adams Jr., they're going to get not only a football profile, but they're going to get an IMDB listing. Is that going to be something a little bit of a two-way player in a sense there for you?
for
But
sure.
before we get into the actual project and what you're able to share, I'd love to just dive deep into because I'm a theater background kid myself, so I acted growing up as well. Just what were maybe some of the productions you were a part of growing up, or maybe one that got you into this side of yourself?
Yeah, so when I was in high school in Georgia, my junior year of high school, I would go to Alliance Theater in Atlanta after the day after every football game, and I would take acting classes and to like help me because I asked my parents. I was like, hey, I want to be an actor as well as like be part of football, and they're like, okay, we'll just take you to acting classes. We found these classes in Alliance Theater, so I would go there every Saturday um, to just work on it, get better at it, be more comfortable around people. Uh, and then now I met the director Sam Sicolo. He was at the facility scouting. He was scouting out the football facility because he wanted to use some of the areas in the facility to shoot this movie. And I happened to be at the right place at the right time. I asked, "Hey," he looked at me and he's like, "You like look great in my movies." Like, really? I was like, I've always wanted to be an actor." And he's like, "Yeah, come to auditions." I was like, "Okay, great. When?" And it was like same day. So I was like, okay. So about 3 hours later, I go to auditions, and then I get a text like maybe a week later saying I got a part in the movie. I'm like really excited. So uh, it's a dream come true. It's a good start for me, and it's a learning, it's a teaching moment for me. I think that watching a movie, you kind of appreciate it more when you're doing the whole process of making one, which is really cool. And you can you kind of have a different perspective when you watch movies now, which is really cool. So I'm like seeing, okay, this is you taking all these takes in one scene. You don't realize that they're doing all these in different parts to get different camera angles because if they get one side, they got to get the other side. That's a whole different take. So it's pretty cool to see movies in that way now, and all the editing that goes into it, and just knowing how much time it takes to make one scene. Everybody has to be on cue. Everybody has to know their lines. It's really cool, and I'm excited about finishing this movie.
And for you, for what you're able to share, I guess, with this audition process, I guess, what did they have you read? Because sometimes they'll have like totally something unrelated, but sort of relates to maybe the character they're trying to play. What was that process like?
Yeah,
And such on short notice, too. You mentioned like that was on the same day you discovered there was an opportunity. I guess for you, seasoned actor, you were ready to go.
yeah. One thing about me, I'm gonna take every opportunity that's given to me. Uh, I just think I've learned that being in college that you got to take opportunities. You can't just let them slip by like that. So I think that definitely helped me. But going into audition, um, I don't think I was that nervous. I was more excited than anything. Um, and I go in the room. It's a room full of people, and they got a camera set up there so they can like review the video and see who would be like their best fit. Um, they give you, excuse me, they give you kind of a scenario, and they tell you get to choose your own name or whatever, and they give you a scenario, and they're like, okay, act this out. So you do it. I did mine with like two other people. I believe we were like acting as if we were at our mother's funeral. Where I'm with my two brothers, and we're at our mother's funeral, and some there we're like talking about the will that she left us or whatever, and how we're gonna get it. And it was pretty
How does
cool
that
to,
on the
yeah.
spot?
So
That's
yeah,
kind of
on the
nuts.
spot. Yeah, it was pretty crazy, but we were like, okay, cool. So it was it was like, I believe I had to like fake cry, and then I was like, "All right, guys, like, what are we gonna do about this money? Are we like splitting it? What are we gonna do, and how are we gonna get it? This is the list of things we need to do in order to receive the money. What are we gonna do after taxes?" I was just talking about all this other stuff. It's kind of just an improv, basically. So it was pretty cool to do that. Um, and yeah, pretty much.
Before we get back to this video, we'd like to thank the title sponsor for this podcast, Newton Scott and Associates. This team is headlined by Jeff Scott, former Clemson assistant coach and two-time national champion, as well as Eric Newton, a longtime local and trusted real estate partner. These two are teaming up to provide a first-class experience for all Clemson fans. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or build in the upstate area of South Carolina, you can trust Newton Scott and Associates. Choose the same team that Clemson coaches are selecting when they're looking to buy, sell, or build, all the way from Tigertown to Lake Kiowee. For more information, you can find them at newtonscottsc.com or by calling the number 864 722 9062. That's 864 722 9062. Now, let's get back to the video. Yeah, so I would love to like be a fly on the wall for when you're walking up either to Coach Spiller or Coach Sweeney. You're like, hey, I'm going to be in a movie. What was sort of those conversations like, or have you potentially been able to talk to them about just what that kind of opportunity offers? Where you're like, hey, by the way, I'm going to be in this movie here. What were those some of those conversations like?
Yeah, I told Coach Sweeney in a meeting, and he was like, "What, really?" Because when I had that meeting with him, I also told him that I was performing at the Clemson Music Fest, and he was like, "Really?" He had no clue that I did music and acting, and then he was like, "Wow, that's like really cool." And he was supportive of it, just as long as it doesn't like mess with any of my football commitments. And I told Coach Spiller as well. He thought it was cool for me to be in a movie. He knows that I do music as well, and he's just like, this guy can do everything. It's just pretty cool that they're supportive of it. Uh, so yeah, and also telling my parents, I don't think they've ever supported me in anything so much other than football. So I'm really excited about that. Um, but this is gonna look really good on my resume, so I'm actually really excited about this.
Yeah, no kidding. So sometimes when we're talking to players like you, we bring them aside. It's like, well, maybe what players were you watching in high school that you try to model your game after? For you, when it comes to this side and when it comes to acting, was there maybe someone that you watched growing up that really resonated with you, like a performance or maybe a certain character that you've tried to channel as you've grown as an actor throughout your life?
Yes. I'm going. I was looking at actors who are football players. The Rock and um, Terry Crews. Obviously, they both are kind of same body type as me, and both played football, and now are actors. And I thought it would be smart for me to kind of watch them and how they go on about their process in acting. And it's just really cool to like see that football players who made it that big into acting. I think it is only appropriate for me to do that. Um, but my character doesn't allow me to act as if they would, if that makes sense. In a way,
Yeah.
I feel like maybe some characters that they have been would, but not a lot.
Yeah, I think it's interesting too because there's so many, I think, different ways to approach that, and fascinating too that now that The Rock is, I think he has like a series made after him through like they go through his journey at Miami to this eventual platform that he's on now. So maybe we'll have a series or a couple decades about Keith Adams Jr.
Oh
and that
yeah.
type of stuff. I know you're not able to reveal too much about the movie that y'all are working on, but if maybe
uh,
you were able to describe your character using one word, if you could, what
oh
would
yeah,
that
yeah,
word
yeah.
be?
One word. Uh, just happy, enthusiastic. You know, not a yeah. That's how I can. That's pretty much how I can say just happy, enthusiastic. Which I mean, I feel like it fits me because I'm a happy, enthusiastic person as well. So I think they did. I think Sam Sokolo and Julia Fowler, the directors of the movie, they did a good job of giving me the character. I think they watched how I looked and how my mannerisms were, and they're like, okay, this would be a good fit for him to act, especially as his first role. So I thought it was pretty cool that they did that for me.
That's awesome, man. A couple final questions here, Keith. When you look at sort of the start, the first movie for you, this long dream is coming true. What's next for you? What next steps do you want to take when it comes to your music and your acting career?
Yeah, when it comes to music and acting, I want to be the biggest actor and I want to be the biggest music artist. I want to do big in everything. It sounds crazy, but I'm shooting for the top. I don't want to limit myself to anything. I always want to do great in everything that I do. Uh, People might not see the vision now, but I've always had this vision in my head that I can just do everything. Um, and I'm not gonna let anybody tell me what I can't do because that's just how I was raised. It's always been ingrained in me that I surround myself around positive people. I give myself positive energy. I'm gonna do anything and everything I can to do anything that I'm passionate about. And football, acting, and music are three things that I'm passionate about. I'm not gonna stop doing it, and I'm gonna show the world that it is possible to be the greatest in all three.
And another area that you're striving, or the team rather, is striving to be the greatest is the football side and the preparation ramping up for LSU. Keith, just before we go, how have workouts been going, and what excites you about fall camp slowly but surely approaching?
Yeah, really excited about approaching fall camp. The workouts have been going great. Everybody's doing their part. Everybody's competing. Everybody's making each other better. Um, I've just been grinding. You can see in everybody's eyes that we want it more than any other year that we've been here. We've got a lot of veterans on the team. which is really good. A lot of leadership, a lot of young leadership as well. And I think this is the year. But we're not just going to talk about it. We're going to show it. We're going to show what we're capable of. Uh, this is a really, really, really great team, and the only thing that can stop us is ourselves. So uh, we're just gonna keep it rolling, gonna keep the train rolling. We're not gonna let anybody stop us. We're just gonna keep working. We're all excited. We're having fun together. It's gonna be great.
Keith, before we let you go, when is this movie coming out, and when can fans expect to see it? Where can they see it? Where can they see your performance?
Yeah. So I think the estimated time of release is November. There will at least the premiere. So that's when we can bring whoever we want to come, to a certain theater. Everybody watches it together. Uh, and then I believe that since it's a micro budget film, we're trying to get it distributed to so process. Somebody has to buy the movie for it to be like a big movie to like everybody else to watch, if that makes. So that's the goal. That's what we're trying to obtain here. Um, so we're really excited about that. But I think it's gonna happen. It's a really funny movie, so it's gonna be great.
There you have it. We got movie star Keith Adams Jr. You found it here first on the Orange Crush podcast. So when this movie blows up and Keith Adams is doing big feature films, you guys know who did the interview first at TigerNet.com, guys. But thank you so
Sure.
much, Keith, for joining the show today. Thank you guys for watching this little insight on not just a football player, but a movie star as well. And Keith Adams Jr. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Subscribe for more. God bless y'all and take care.